Hello, you guys. Stephanie Zima here. Walk it free, your path to freedom. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about core values and why they are super important for you to have. What you and my experience actually with core values. So, first of all, I'm going to tell you a quick story, okay, about the core values. When I started mentorship, my mentor asked me, "What are your core values? What is it that you believe in?" And I quickly discovered that I really did not know. I did not know what I was believing in. I had totally forgotten. Like growing up in a family that was always super busy, and my both of my parents were uh, they were very much Tanya, both my parents were very controlling, I should say, probably, right? It was always one way or the highway kind of thing. So my opinions really didn't matter so much growing up because we were busy, we had things to go. And this is not to knock my family. It's, most families are actually like that. This is for me to just explain this a little bit as to where core values that you are developing when you're growing up can actually be lost unless you're doing a specific task yourself, effort yourself to develop those core values. Okay, so growing up, our family was working in certain patterns, right? We were doing certain things all the time. And when you're a child, you're not necessarily thinking, what is it that you want to do? Unless you have a parent that is specifically is going to ask you all the time, what is it that you would love to do? Blah, 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 blah. Right? Narcissistic and family patterns, can be tough. So, anyway, growing up, I did not really remember my core values. I never even thought about it. And then my mentorship program started saying, what are your core values? Okay. This is why I want to talk about it today because it's super important that you do know your core values. And why is that important? Because when you do, you can align all your activity, every single thing you do in your life, you can actually align with them. And through that, you're developing your happiness. Through that, you're developing your drive. Through that, you're developing your passion and energy that you are needing to build your online business. Okay. So when you are, and I'm going to talk to you entrepreneurs right now who have joined an opportunity, network marketing opportunity, or you started, doing an Etsy business or anything that you are selling online. You say, yes, there's an opportunity there, and then you get all excited and you get into this business and you're loving the products that you're using. But the problem is that you then come across as salesy and spammy when you're just saying, like, hey, this is my product, like, at this, yada, yada, yada. This is where what you're doing because you are like selling the one product. However, you're gonna have now in 2022, end of 2022, and also 2023, you're going to come across the fact that people are going to say that you're salesy, that you're spammy, that like nobody really wants to hear that and see that. Nobody wants you to be the walking advertisement. Okay. However, somehow you're going to have to, hey Aaron, somehow you're gonna have to bring that to the table, right? You have to be able to sell your product. You have to be able to show up as you are. And as I now get be seen as you are. By the way, she is the most incredible photographer ever. Okay, you guys, if you are ever needing a photographer, be seen as you are. Erin is amazing. She literally will see you as you are, and it's mind-blowing at times and very eye-opening. It's absolutely beautiful human being. Anyway, long story short, so core values, you need to have them because you cannot just go and sell your product. You cannot just go sell, here you go. You have to somehow operate and build your business according to who you are, what you believe in, and build a business that people can trust. Now, if you are not being trusting yourself because you are not in touch with your core values, you cannot show up for other people. the way you want them to see you. Okay, it's very, very important. So for me, for example, dependability is a super important value. Dependability is something that I realized over the journey of myself, of my last past few years, that I wasn't dependable towards myself. My actions were not dependable towards myself. I had to learn how to show up for myself in a way that is caring and that is lovable, yet dependable. Okay? I had to show up like that. Reciprocal is also a core value of mine, for example. I do believe that people should be reciprocal. It shouldn't be one way. In friendships, it's not like one for one. Like, I'm not saying if I do for you, I expect from you. No, I obviously you want to do things for someone else just because you love them and want to show up for them. However, you also somehow, it needs to go both ways. Friendships need to go both ways. Otherwise, it just becomes one-sided and there can be resentment being built. The same is in a business relationship, okay? If you have customers and you always give, eventually you'd like something back from them. So reciprocal is also like a value of mine. And then number three, my top three, right? So dependable, reciprocal, and then open-mindedness. You guys, I don't care what you believe in politically or whatever aspect, religiously, whatever aspect you are believing, open-mindedness is a must for me. You have to have an open mind and realize that other people think differently. People have different opinions. People have different orientations. People have different ways of living and values, and all of it is okay because we are all human, right? And I was just reminded, let me tell you a little story. My daughter's birthday party just now, and I was watching the kids together. They were almost every color of kid there, and no one ever would have even, like, when you watch the kids, no one ever was talking about race. None of the kids were mad or like worried about any of the, whether of the gender or the race or anything. Nobody cared. It was kids playing together, and that was beautiful to me, right? It was beautiful to me because humans, that's all that mattered, right? It's all that mattered, and everybody had a good time, and that's what I love, and that's what I want to create for my business as well. Because whether or not I work and teach humans to build a business, or I'm even in my health and wellness business, there are different kind of humans. There are people who are fat, there are some people who say you can't call them fat, right? No, there's so many different. And you know what, I'm not talking putting labels on. I don't want to put labels on. I want to be loving of everyone who's going to be there. I want to be loving to everyone who wants to be something else and be better for themselves. Because better, even that, you can say this needs to be better. Who am I to say what's better for you? You might think something else is better for you than what I think is better for me. The path to freedom, walk it free, the path to freedom for me becomes to support you through anything that you want to be period. Okay, that's basically what this is. Now, that if you can see it, this is based around my brand, and my way of being is based around my core values. I want to show up for you. I want to be dependable for you. I want you to be who you are, right? That's why I love Erin so much. Be seen as you are. I want you to be who you are because I have open-mindedness as a core value. And reciprocal, right? It's a give and take in any relationship, in anything. It's a give and take. So what are your core values? Are you centering your business, your brand, your life around it? Are you in contact with humans who are having the same kind of values than you are? Sometimes you can't. Sometimes people in your own family have values that are not aligned with yours. Okay, in those cases, you're gonna have to figure out a way how to have good boundaries, and you have good opportunity to say, no, I am not, I'm respectful of your opinion, but that is not mine. And then, when you are secure within yourself, you are going to be able to completely be okay in that moment. And that's when you are centered and aligned with your core values. So, what are those core values for you? If you have no idea, I dare you today to Google core values, right? Kind of like look for words, because that was one of the struggles I had in the beginning too. I didn't know, because when you grow up in a family where you're not really asked for those kind of things, you probably don't have a thought on them. Your computer, your brain computer, probably doesn't even go in that direction. So sometimes you have to go into Google and find out and say, you know what, Google, core values, and then you look at the different words and you are starting to understand which ones resonate with you. Write them down, write a few down, sit on it for a few days, let it think it through, see how that feels for you. If that feels good, okay, if that feels good to you, then you are going to be able to like say, yes, does my business work around this way? Is my life working around these? Am I my actions, do my actions match with what my core values are? And if they are, then you realize happiness. And if they're not, it's time to make a change. It's time to make an adjustment. So, having said that, that's it, you guys. Make sure you are on my email list, www.walkitfree.com/2023, for some free content to make sure that you are also going to never miss anything. That's what's going to happen over there. No, you will not be spammed. Yes, you will be getting some tips and tricks and all that stuff from me as I share it. So, see you all later. Bye.